Chashuv and Mechanchim who have volunteered to help edit and comment on the Talmud Trainer workbook on Hakones. I'm going to try to keep this video short, so if it's not clear, please email me with any questions. Just wanted a short watchable video to give us introduction to how we're all going to share feedback with each other on this workbook. So basically, first it's necessary to give a quick intro on how this workbook is meant to be used. If you have any more questions, I have a couple more in-depth videos that explain it better, but the short version is this gray box on the side is going to be found throughout the book, and this is going to be the information bar, what the Rebbe will teach the Talmud before we begin the shir. Then is going to come skills. Okay, if there's any new skills, there's 10 of them throughout the book. They'll be taught before the sugya begins. Okay, for example, in this case, teaching the Talmud how to divide up a Mishnah into Mikra and Din, case and Din, and number those cases, a simple skill that's useful to divide up the Mishnah. And once that's done, there's going to be a practice exercise. Before the Talmud has learned the sugya, the Talmud needs to use whatever skills they have to figure out as much as they can. In this case, they can't do much. It's the beginning of the year. Place a comma and a period and a number, and then we're ready to start. The Rebbe will then teach the Mishnah or the Gemara, and the Talmud will write down any new words they have. They'll learn Rashi together. Likewise, write down new words, and then they'll move on to Shilas Chazara. It's a chart, what's bothering Rashi, which is explained at the end of the book if anyone's interested, how that works, a prediction of a possible question, an explanation given. And then I have different Shilas Chazara, charts, questions throughout the book. Now, as the year progresses, towards the end of the year, Talmidim are expected to do harder things. For example, they're expected to practice by already starting to answer questions. What type of statement is Rava making? Right. So since the Talmud knows ihachi, then right that they know it's already it's already a challenge, already a question. Who is Rava talking to? Okay, and put in the proper punctuation marks. The Talmud is already asked to do a lot more in terms of making a lane on the Gemara based on the skills that they have developed over the year in keywords and other skills. Now, how are we going to share our work together? So let's get right into it. I'm going to send you an email, which is going to look like this. Avram Wagshul shared a Hakones workbook with you, and you're going to click on View File. If you don't have a Dropbox account, it'll prompt you to make one. Very simple, useful to have. It's free. And make one at least to view this. Click on View the File, and you'll pop up over here. Very straightforward. What you're going to do is you're going to note that on here, on the right side, is a comment, running comment log here. And here I've already made a comment on the actual page. It's a PDF. Normally you can't edit PDFs, but through Dropbox you can make a comment directly on the PDF, which we can all see. So here I've made a comment. If I drag my mouse over here, I can see. How did I do that? Let's give an example. Let's give an example. We'll scroll up to this page over here. You see where it says write a comment. If I click in that little box with a plus, it says comment on specific areas. I'm going to click that. I'm going to say I want to comment on this phone number here. Notice I have a little target there, and I can drag that target around. It's not working as okay. What's going on over here? Here, I'll just drag it around something. And once I drag it around what I want to drag it around, what I want to comment on, and I can now type in, what does OC mean? Okay, now I can post that, and you see a little something's going to pop up in a second notifying me. But now, once that's done, I'm going to see that everyone will see that on the side. And when you go through the PDF and you see a little highlight and you drag your mouse over it, we're going to see that comment. And those comments I will look over. That will help me know what we need to fix, what we need to. There it is, comment added. So I'm informed about that right away. And other Rebbeim who want to look over and see comments that other Rebbeim have written can do that. In order to make it not so difficult for Rebbeim to do this, because everyone has their own things that they're doing and they're just trying to be helpful, and hopefully everybody will be able to use this in their classrooms, please feel free to comment on as much as you want, but we'll give each one of you a set range of pages to focus on. And please feel free to comment on any things that are not clear in the Shilas Chazara or the information bar, or better practice ideas, or perhaps ideas how you would teach this sugya differently, and perhaps ideas that you would feel are better to see in a workbook of this kind that you would want to use in your classroom if such a thing were available. Thank you very much for your time, and hope that we have a lot of atzlacha and we benefit many talmidim in the years to come.